Hi, it's Rabbi Pliner, and welcome to Chinuch Matters. In the previous message, we looked at the first two of four ways children communicate. That was through doing and through saying. And today we're going to finish that group, and we will look at feeling. Children are communicating through feelings and through thinking. So let's start with feeling. When you respond to children's feelings, let's say of joy, pride, sadness, anger, jealousy, etc., say what you see so he knows that you understand what he is feeling. Further, there's an implied message when you say what you see that it's okay to feel that way, even if it's emotions which are not necessarily pleasing to the parent. And you can also be telling him an important implied message that you can manage your own emotions and you can calm down on your own when you're ready. In other words, by saying what you see, the parent is putting the responsibility for dealing with the emotional hurt on the child, which benefits the child's growth and development. Just to clarify this last point, the parent is putting the responsibility for dealing with his own emotional hurt. This hurt is self-inflicted because he's reacting from something that has to do with someone else and not himself. For example, he is jealous because of what someone else has. It's very important that parents allow children or the children to work out their own problems if they are able to. If you help a child who could have done something himself, then what you're doing is you're actually handicapping him. It's like giving someone crutches who knows how to walk. He will begin to atrophy the skill or the ability, or he'll end up leaving whatever skill it is undeveloped. The strategy of say what you see empowers a child to deal with his own problem. Let him. And here are a few other tips for dealing with children's feelings. Speak to the child in a tone that matches his apparent feelings, and that way the child senses the empathy from the parent. Simply say what you see the child is feeling by taking cues from her demeanor, from what she does and says. Keep in mind that feelings are a form of communication. A child will continue to communicate until she feels she was listened to and understood. If she gets the feeling that parents are ignoring her, she will step up and the communication will become more intense. And number 5, children are always right about how they feel. Let's look a little bit deeper at this last point. If a child's reaction seems to be extreme for the situation, you should assume that there's more to it than what you see. In other words, for example, if a younger sibling takes a child's toy and the child has a complete meltdown and tantrum, which is really well beyond what the child should have done in that situation. So the parent should assume there's more going on here than meets the eye. And probably something like, the child does this regularly and nobody has been bothering and stopping the little child from hurting the older child. And so this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Right? Have confidence and respect on the child's feelings and his reactions. Here's another interesting idea, a scenario that speaks to the idea of children's feelings and children knowing their feelings. The child, let's say the parent says to the child, please eat your banana. And the child says, I don't like bananas. But the parent says, you ate your banana yesterday. And the child says, I don't like bananas. So no matter what the history is, parent needs to accept the child's feelings at the moment and avoid the confrontation. This is what the child's feeling, and this is not something that parents should get tangled up into. All right, that completes our conversation about feelings. Let's talk about thinking now. Again, the parent is taking clues from the child's demeanor, what he is saying and doing. You can say to the child, it looks like, or it appears that there's something this you don't want to do or that you don't want to do. For example, you don't want to go to Bubby's, or you don't want to go to the library. Am I correct? So the child hopefully will respond, but the child might be put off by your questions and might take a bit of time. But whatever, the child will get around to it if you're gentle and you're persistent. So that's the long and short of thinking, and that takes care of the four approaches that we've been talking about. And we will continue our messages on Say What You See. We have a couple more to go. We're going to talk about helping children develop self-discipline and also helping children appreciate their areas of strength. All right, well, have a good day and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.